Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle-settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
A marriage, perkahwinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.
Good morning. Hey Farah, hey Hamida, hey Fatin, Danish, Shaban, Safwan, hey. So good to see y'all again. So how's everything with you guys? Today we're going to continue with talking about our personalities and how do we do business. Remember the other day I was talking to you guys about looking at your colleagues or your friends' table and to recognize their personality, right? So today I'm going to talk to you about how now do you know your own personality and then how do you adapt to doing businesses, being an entrepreneur. Because ultimately your type of personalities will determine what type of entrepreneur you will become, right? So, hey Shaban, good to see you. So, a very simple test, okay, a very simple test for yourself to reflect at is when you drive on the road, how do you normally drive? Are you the type that always go beyond the speed limit? If you see 110, you say no, it's not maximum 110, it's minimum 110 type. Or is it that you are talking about or you're the type that always said, never mind, as long as we've got friends in the car, we'll just take our own sweet time, we'll just chat along the way and anything goes? Or are you the type that before you go and depart for a journey, let's say from KL to Penang, and I always like to use Penang because that's my original hometown, do you always like, okay, let me make sure there's enough petrol, do I check the car, check the tires, check every single thing before you go? Or the final one will be the type that you would actually prepare everything for everyone. That means you say, okay, I've got father, mother, daughter, kids all in the car. I know we cannot travel right now, but then assuming that we're traveling, are you the type that will tap out or pack everything for making sure that everyone has everything that they need along the way? Now, which are you? Hey, Mizan, morning. Right. So the thing here is, when you actually look into the way you drive, that's also a reflection as to your personality. Let's say if you are the type that you always want to speed, you always think the car in front of you is very slow. Chances are you are the type that is very high dominant personality. All right. The influencers who normally don't try to travel alone. They are always traveling. They like to convoy their cars. That means they will find all their kaki, let's all go holiday together. And in the car, they'll just continue chatting the whole way from KL right up to Penang. All right. The people who calculate every single thing, making sure that where all the AES is spotted, make sure that we don't go above 110. You know, there's some people that they drive really following the speed limit. They are generally very highly compliant. And then whereas the people that take care of everyone, they are generally very steady. I've got a guy who's been working with me last time. He's so steady that he will look at everyone's needs in the car before we depart. So I was driving an Estima at that time, and we're going out for a project. So what he did was, he said, okay, there's four ladies in the car, and each lady likes different drinks. So he would actually go and buy different drinks from the mini market before we depart, and then chill them in the fridge and put them on their seats before they go off, as if they are on the plane. All right. Or Hamida like to prepare before my journey. Well, that's good for sharing. So you prepare every single thing. Generally, you take care of people. So now the reason why hey Aline, hi, how are you? Why I'm telling you this here is that as an entrepreneur, we need to know ourselves first. We always say that business people, it's always ABC. It's awareness before change. And let's put it this way. I'm not, as I said on Monday, there's no right or wrong personality. But what you're going to realize here is the dominant people generally have a tendency to make decisions too fast. But they are very good decision makers, right? In the sense that they would, if there's anything needs to be decided, let's do a business. Okay, they see something, let's say if they pick up something like that. All right, how can I turn this into a business? So straight away, like for me, we picked this up at Jonker Street many years ago. I said, okay, let's put the branding in. How do we now market it? How do we actually go in? And we make a decision immediately and we start marketing it. Influencers, on the other hand, they like to gather a lot of all their friends and let's start chit-chatting and us discussing about the product, how's the marketing strategy, etc. All right, so there is no right or wrong answer, but the thing is, what I find that there is a tendency of the influencers for them to have a lot of unnecessary meetings, which I don't like personally, because why? I feel that it is a meeting that can be done within half an hour. If you have a bunch of influencers in the room, you realize the meeting is never half an hour, but about 2 hours. Because they will come, they will they will say, hey, where were you yesterday? What did you do yesterday? It was raining. Oh, there's water cut in Damansara Heights today, etc. And they go on talking and chatting and not getting to point. So ultimately, for me, especially if you're doing a startup, don't get too many influencers involved. What you need is that if a party to the program is actually an influencer, you need to get another compliance person. What we mean by compliance person? These are the people that structures everything. Everything is following timelines. Okay. Now, if you have only one person who is highly compliant, you're going to realize that it's going to become very difficult for that person to start the business. Now I'm saying not that I'm saying that compliance cannot do business. I'm just saying that it's more difficult for the compliance to do business because compliance people generally like to do research, and they would have a research over a research and a research. And whenever I coach them, I ask them, what's stopping you from starting a business right now? And they said, I need to do my research. But I said, hey, you've been doing your research for the longest time. Take action, because in every single thing in our life, it's about taking massive action according to the plan. So what I'm saying, do not plan first. Then after that, we continuously take massive action towards that goal. And always take a step back. Remember, one of the sessions I did with you is to take a step back, look at a different perspective of every single one. And that's when you have a difference. Now, the steady people like Hamida, right, who say that plan everything, making sure that everyone is fine. These are people, great people that you should have in your team, because they are the ones that will say, hey guys, let's look at it. We are going in as a team. Let's play our roles properly. So the idea here is that personalities Personality plays a part as to the type of businesses as well. For example, dominant people, they like things that will create great results. Influencers normally like to go into fashion and stylish stuff. Lifestyles is something that they want. Compliance people, they generally like to sell products or get people to buy their products which are very practical and useful. Steady people, generally, it's about building harmony. They like things like essential oil, for example, right? It will be something that the steady people would like to go and do. All right, so maybe Young Living. I'm not promoting any business here, so I better keep my mouth shut on that. All right. Now, the other thing is tomorrow we're going to come back and to talk about personalities and their stresses. You see, the journey is that now that you know who you are, who your potential customers is, and then now you want to go out and build your own business, different entrepreneurs have got different stresses. And tomorrow we're going to talk about how do you actually get rid of those stresses, because whether we like it or not, we know, even though if you know yourself, the whole world doesn't know you. So it's about adapting to that particular situation and therefore being able to release it. So because there's no point, like for me, guess my personality. Am I dominant, influencer, S or C? All right. Whenever I work, I need to make things go really, really fast. If somebody in front of me is slower, I get really frustrated. If somebody in front of me, or if I'm asking somebody and I ask them something and they cannot give me an answer, but they go, you know what I mean? Don't get to point. It gets me really frustrated too. Is there any specific test that could determine people type? Yes, there is. You can go online. You can search out DISC test for free. There are a lot of free tests, so it gives you a good indicator. But of course, what we are saying is that good for you to do it for yourself, but don't ask your clients to do it. Roughly, you can ask them, hey, if we're going to think of an animal, that what animal best describe you? And normally, if it's a dominant person, they will always tell you that they are eagle, they are a hawk, okay? Those animals that always like to fly alone, okay? Those people who think that they are influencers normally will tell you that they are either a peacock or a dolphin, okay? Because why? They want styles and they like to go together. All right. Then after that, the steadies will leave you, I'm a rabbit, I'm a cat, because they are very loving, they are very kind, okay, to everyone. Compliance people generally will tell you that they are either a horse or an owl. Okay, so generally this is a good indicator in terms of their personalities. What we can do tomorrow, also, I'm going to share with you, even in buffet lines, you will know how to determine the person's dominant styles, okay, personality styles, which I'm going to cover with you tomorrow. So that's all for me today, short, sharp, and sweet, because if we're going to talk about personalities, we need to adapt to all the different styles. So till tomorrow, and we'll talk about stresses tomorrow. Till then, bye. Yes, it's a psychometric test. Shaban, you're right. Go do it online. All right, bye. Bye, guys. Go, go, go.
Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle-settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
marriage perkawinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.